So I need to fix that. Hold on. Whoops. It's just fixing the little thing there to put a score on. Can't be casting without a score. It's actually too big. Like, it is genuinely too big for this. Or at least for the, like, actual casting thing. Okay. So. For those just, starting, not familiar with this, I'll put my, all the promo stuff in first. Slash TKOW. There we go. There's one of them. Clothes versus Dream. Just getting all of the little self-promo stuff done. Okay, so for those not familiar with this match specifically, we're going to be looking at mombuymyclothes versus Dream Eaters, which actually I didn't realize until I checked the bracket properly. This is going to decide who goes into the grand finals of this division, of the advanced division. Now, Dream Eaters have had a amazing run so far. They really have. I don't believe they've dropped more than like a couple maps at any given point. Maybe not more than one map. They've not left winners bracket this entire time, which is an incredible feat to achieve. I'm a little bit like people are strange. There's been a little bit of confusion as to who's doing what. But it's okay. We'll just keep going. Apparently people should be thinking that I should be streaming a different match, but I've got the receipts. I've got the tickets to prove that I wanted this one. So we're looking at Ilios as a first map. It's a pretty solid opener, and we've not had a chance to appreciate the players just yet. So I'm going to do that now. On the side of mombuymyclothes, we've got Echo, Unel Moija, Mr. R, Banadex, and Yellows. And on the side of Dream Eaters, we've got Natnif, Luan Spruce, Quayo, Nafe the Catboy, and Chinese Dino. Now, Nafe the Catboy has been quite an eclectic person in the Discord. I've had quite a few nice interactions with him. Very nice. People were thinking that I should have been streaming Sheffield Talent Development versus Banana Peel, but not quite. Unfortunately, there's been a little bit of confusion there. But we'll move. The first band comes in. Now, in terms of Ilios, I don't really know what you'd... Because I don't know these teams and what they like to play too well, right? Standard, you're probably going to say, oh, we don't want an Echo, we don't want maybe a Pharah, if they've got a nasty Pharah on them. But otherwise, Echo's a decent ban, and you might just see something a little more standard. Yeah, like a Wu Yang, you might see a Zarya, just all the strong heroes at the minute. We'll just have to see what the other ban is. Unfortunately, FaceIt doesn't really like showing it to you straight away. Kind of need to go in the map first. There's my criticism. Got my British complaining out of the way. Because unfortunately, I've not actually seen enough of these teams to make like a proper... Oh, you're right, the title is wrong. I was slightly rushed. Well, this scrim, in case you can't tell. Not scrim, match. Thanks, Knife. Been to, I was so locked into my own games before, just like literally, I went on a 4-round map that only finished 5 minutes beforehand. I should stream Sheffield vs Banana Peel. I don't have perms. I'd have to request it. And I don't think that they'd do it right now. This is the match that I requested. The permissions to join. And so this is the one that I've got. I have the logs. Like, I can go back into the streamer's chat and find the message that says, you know what, I say also who wants what between Sheffield TD and Banana Peel and mombuymyclothes Dream Eaters. Someone said I want STD versus BP, and then I said, you know what, I fuck with the chance that cast Dream Eaters given their insane run so far. I'll take MBMC versus DE. So I'm just saying, I called it. I bagsied this. It's taking a long time for the lineup to be finalized as well. Already having a little bit of kerfuffle. There we go. Second man's going to come through as the Freya. They do not want to deal with that. Not that I blame them in the slightest. Obviously, Freya is very strong right now. Just kind of a pretty standard ban that you don't want to deal with. But it does mean that the Freya will be available for the next few maps. It's just that she is very, very strong on Helios. So you don't really want to give that away so soon. I think some of the players having a little bit of issues connecting to the lobby. This is going to be one of the most streamed matches in the entire tournament. Just because of the little bit of scheduling issues. That's okay. Two of the players, just to keep you updated, have not joined the lobby. One of them's back. We're still missing the other one. Unfortunately. There you go. I'll switch the thing over to the actual Overwatch scene, just so that you're not left in the dark. Show you I'm not just being silent for no reason. One of the players... There we go! Going into the map. Literally, speak and you shall receive. I asked for the player to join, and the player joined. It's going straight into Ilios Ruins. Classic first map. So then we've got MBMC and the blue team, DE, the red team, coming into a very nice first map on Ilios Ruins. The evening, sunset, coming straight in.
Ready for battle.
It goes on the side of MBMC. Got pretty standard Zarya comp. Also got a Widow coming out to make use of these long sightlines on Ilios Ruins. Sojourn to come out as well. However, on the other side from Dream Eaters, got a little bit more of a close range thing coming out with the Reaper Sim.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Whether they're going to keep the Sim or not is a bit of another question. Nope, they go straight to the Tracer. It's going to be quite a long range comp on the side of MBMC versus the more close range brawly comp from Dream Eaters. Now, Dream Eaters are going to have to find those close range engages. They really want to take it this fast and not give Unel Moya the chance to find those very valuable picks. Banadek's going down solo and Asuka finding NKZ in the meantime. Point flip already comes through for Dream Eaters, and Asuka trying to find another one, not quite getting it. Maybe a little bit greedy. As Unel Moya still unable to find those crucial shots that he needs to. Poking down Imro, but not getting the ever so crucial kill itself. As Unel Moya still vies for a little bit of space, tries to he's got good sidelines, but they're just not looking at him. They do not want to give him this. Finds Snafe the Catboy! Lucio getting a little bit too active with his mobility, and he is going to be punished for it. As Unel Moya is doing his job with Yellows taking out Asuka to follow up. Now it should be a pretty quick cleanup for the rest of MBMC. With Banadex finding Imiro. And Quayo soon to fall. If the Catboy tries to make good on his mistake from before by coming to contest the point, stalling for only a few more percent, it was not worth it. Already we've seen a point flip come through. Very, very nice from MBMC. That Widow was looking a little bit shaky in the first map, but it found its value. Now we've got Kitsune Rush available for both teams. Gonna look at a bit of an ult fight. At least we can hope so. Kitsune Rush comes out from Echo and immediately finds Imiro. Banadek's trying to take as much space as possible, as quickly as possible, with finding Nath the Catboy with the help of Unimoya and finding Asuka. The Reaper diff comes through just after that. Natnif being taken out as well. Clean execute off the back of Echo's Kitsune Rush. But it is worth remembering that Natnif did not use his. Still has his to work with, which means we can still get another immediate counter. Banadek's trying to go in, just getting a little bit of pressure off. Using cooldowns to do so, with a grab comes through from NKZ! That's a quintuple kill with the Death Blossom from Banadex. That's disgusting. 70% and counting. Chat Heart Spectator says, wow. And honestly, I agree. It's not often that you see a quintuple kill like that. Unemoya finding Asuka once again. Ooh, very close to finding Quayo again. And the boop from Yellows onto Nath the Catboy. They are not having a good time. B comes through from Yellows to counteract the grab from Imiro, and it is just about enough. No kills as a result of that grab. Kitsune Rush was used, but to no avail. Trace is trying to touch point from the side of Dream Eaters, but it's not going to find anything. Does get taken out by Yellows. As Nath the Catboy doesn't get any touch either. I've got to say, I'm very surprised. I was not expecting to see MBMC pull out this fast. Considering Dream Eater's almost perfect run this entire way through, MBMC are going very, very hard on the first round of Ilios.
Dead weight gets left behind.
Banadex, in particular, putting out so much pressure, controlling so much space for MBMC. Culminating in a quintuple kill with the help of NKZ's grab.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Now the only thing is to see if whether they or not they can keep up this momentum going into Ilios well, our second map, sub-map of Ilios. Immediately trying to take control of left side. And Echo immediately gets taken out! Oh, sorry, Echo immediately takes out Natnif. Hune immediately takes out Nif the Catboy. That's both supports down. 4 Dream Eaters does get traded immediately by Quayo. But the lack of the supports is just way too much for Dream Eaters to overcome. Recall forced out from Quayo. Gonna be forced to disengage, or is gonna get traded back very quickly. That's a quick and easy point cap for MBMC. I think Nif the Catboy and Natnif Knight need to just chill out a little bit. They've been playing a little bit too fast and loose, maybe. And they're getting punished for it quite drastically. As Quayo as well gets caught out. The disconnect in Dream Eaters right now is not what I was expecting to see at all. With Imido getting just taken out very cleanly. This is a bit of a bloodbath. I need them to drink a little bit of coffee, take a Red Bull, take a Monster Energy, whatever they need to do. Caffeine pills. Meth, whatever will help them to wake up a little bit. I kind of want Dream Eaters to get that support that they need. Whether the support that they need is just the support players being able to stay alive for just a little bit longer. Because they've not been able to do that so far. With the grab coming out from NKC, finding 3! That's his second grab this map that has resulted in a team wipe. And Dream Eaters still have not been able to set foot on the point this entire time. Not even Quayo has been able to do it. Vandex does find Immuno with the Death Blossom and then finds the follow-up onto the Reaper. This is not a fair fight. Quayo hasn't been able to even touch point once. I thought he was going to fall off the map then as well. Support ults still online for both teams though. We could have a bit of an explosive fight coming up in the very near future. And then it's just whoever presses Q better than the other team. Beat comes out from Nate the Cowboy and is immediately mirrored by Yellows, but he gets caught in the grab from Imido. Yellows does get traded, but they invest so much into that Kitsune grab and Death Blossom, all for not that much. As NKZ takes out Imido, and that's going to be a 99-0 unless they can keep touching this. It's looking like MBMC aren't giving up, but Dream Eaters aren't giving up themselves just yet. They're going to have to find their next touch, though. It will come through from Asuka as Banadex takes out Yellows. Not quite, not Yellows. Natnif, I meant to say. Finds it eventually. It's a bit of a delayed pick as Immuno comes back on the ball just to stall. Nate the Catboy getting taken out. The ball doesn't even get the boob kill onto Banadex. Very decisive first map for MBMC, and that's quite a surprise to say the least. I was going into this after Dream Eater's almost flawless run, and really expecting Dream Eaters to be the dominant ones, but instead it's been the complete opposite. And there's that beautiful 5k Death Blossom again. I think I'm a bit taken aback, to be honest. I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely was not that. It is Dream Eater's map pick, though. They're going to choose Esperanza. And with any luck with a map that they choose, they might be a little bit more confident. Maybe Ilios was the wake-up call they needed. With the Lucio ban coming through immediately from Dream Eaters. Maybe they can't keep up. Just got word from Dream Eater's comms. They're waiting for their arrival of gas station blue pills to wake them up. That Uber Eats driver better make his rounds quick. If the rest of the maps are that decisive, that delivery time might just be a little bit too much. I can't get over that. I'm so surprised. Maybe it's first map jitters though. You know, when you do scrims, first map's always first map doesn't count. Everyone knows that. It's a warm-up map. So maybe, maybe we're gonna see the same sort of reasoning from Dream Eaters here. Because I don't think that this is Dream Eaters' best. I think they're gonna wake up. Not to do a little bit of a cast a curse or anything, but I think they will. The ban from MBMC is being hidden from us as due to FaceIt's very naughty systems. But soon we'll be straight back into the action on Esperanza, with hopefully a little bit of a more, well, a little bit of a less one-sided map. I mean, Banadex looked clean, but I think the real star of the show then was NKZ. Undeniably. He built a fence around Dream Eaters, a corral, if you will. He hammered it into the ground on Ilios Ruins and then electrified it on Ilios Well. Nobody was getting past him without trading at least 2 players. But even then, I think that there is more going on here. Like, if you think about the start of Ilios Well, when Nath the Catboy and Natnif just fell over at the start of the contest of right side cage. Just from random little kunai. I think they just need to maybe I misunderstand how the bans work. We're gonna see a Freya ban for the second time. I didn't think that that was a thing. Very strange, but I completely understand it nonetheless. I don't want to play against Freya on Ilios. I don't want to play against Freya on Esperanza either. A lot of people asking where they can watch Banana Peel versus Sheffield TD. As far as I know, nobody is casting that. People assumed I was, but I originally requested this game, and I thought it was just a mistake on the announcement staff that they requested this when I made it very clear that I wanted to cast this map. This match, rather. Oh, I just realized as well. The map was so quick, I forgot to update the overlay. Dream Eater's having a little bit of connection issues with one of their players still, as we go into the map, eventually. Going straight into map 2 of Esperanza.
Initiating match.
Hopefully we're going to see something a little bit less one-sided than Ilios. Because MBMC really did look like they had their foot on the gas that map. So maybe we're going to see Dream Eaters pull out the stop sign a little bit. The red light's going to come through and they're maybe going to put on a little bit of gas themselves. I mean, I do like a good underdog story. A little bit of a usurp of the king, so I'm in for it. And these are some very interesting team comps coming out. I don't know whether they'll stick on this. Nope.
Crush them.
Apparently not. I got trolled.
5,
No hog, unfortunately,
3, 2,
from Dream Eaters. I would have loved to see it. But they've got winning to do. So we kind of want to give them a little bit more of a chance than they would have if they were playing hog. MBMC does come out on the ball comp though, that brig to back it up. It's going to be very hard for Quayo to get on top of that. Same with Asuka. However, it does mean that they can just clump up. They can just live that. It's in the hands of MBMC to force them off of this. And if they don't quite manage to do it, like they don't there, Asuka taking out Banadex, then Dream Eaters should be in a pretty nice position. Very extended fight coming through. Dream Eaters getting just tickled a little bit by the side of MBMC. But Dream Eaters still in control of the point. They are getting some very heavy and aggressive angles taken on them though. But I think they're okay with that. You're okay with that if you Dream Eaters because you've not stopped pushing the bot this entire time. Here we go. A final bit of contest comes through. The ball trying to stall before the checkpoint. Tracer comes through with the second touch. They're going to have to do something a little bit. They have managed to actually force out with both of the supports finally falling for Dream Eaters. That is what they were looking for. 52 meters of waiting, but that is what they were looking for. So a pretty nice lead from the side of Dream Eaters. And now MBMC will finally get the chance to move the bot themselves. The Banadex moving away from the Reaper onto the Hanzo, a little bit of range damage. Although gets immediately taken out by Asuka. That was just a TP in on top of the Hanzo, and he just couldn't do anything because he had a bubble from Imiro. There's a little bit of poke in the backline of NKZ and Unemoya, but they just get the checkpoint. They didn't get there fast enough. The mines comes through from NKZ. It's a nice little roll through, but these supports just live. They cannot get on top of them. Even after everything. Nafe the Catboy dodges the pulse from Unemoya with the Wuyang ult. That was kind of gross, I can't lie. Nafe the Catboy does fall to Banadex's arrows and Imiro not far behind him. And with the rest of Dream Eaters getting cleaned up, maybe they'll get some more chance to push the bot now. They have to give a lot of space in order to win the fight. But eventually they do get it. And they immediately have to give it back up because they just can't face Imiro on the front line with this Zarya. He commands so much presence.
Thanks for the help.
There's only so much they can do, to the point where NKZ has actually moved away from the ball in favor of the Romantra, and Banadex takes out Asuka through the window. He gets pulsed in the middle of the ground, but the rally comes through from Echo, keeping them all alive. Krav doesn't find much, although Banadex eventually falls to a follow-up from Quayo, though. Quayo, along with finding Echo, but Nana falls from Unemoya, with Yellows finding Imiro. NKZ still has not died this entire time. And Yellow's fighting off the 300 in the backline, punching Quayo into next week to finish the fight off. Although that said, every single fight Dream Eaters is managing to push the cart so far to the point where any advantage that they would have got is immediately cancelled out. Every single fight, it somehow ends up at the checkpoint on MBMC's side. Although saying that, MMC are now forcing Dream Eaters all the way back just from having this ram. They can have a frontline again. NKZ getting pressured very hard and just not getting the support he needs. Nath the Catboy taking him out with the Wu Yang long-range spam.
Have to get him back.
Benedict's maybe looking for something here. Trying to TP behind, doesn't really find anything. Joined by Unel Moja. And again, isn't really finding anything. It will buy NKZ a little bit more time to come back. But Kwayo is not going to let them get the tempo. Takes out Yellows with the pulse and then gets a triple onto Echo and Banadex as well. It really does seem to be Kwayo. Oh, it's Kwayo season, alright. Finishes off Unemoya with the help of Asuka. Those gas station blue pills that we were talking about before, they did come in time. The Uber Eats made that drop off. And Kwayo has had more than his fair share. No more shall they be subject to Banadex's rage. As a window just isn't enough to take them out. Asuka may be going for a Death Blossom there. Thinks better of it, just respects the window for now. Although 4 ults on the side of Dream Eaters, they can hold this corner for as long as they want. Immuno gets Nate the Wu Yang ult put on him. The Death Blossom comes out from Bandit, doesn't find anything. Grab comes out from Immuno, does find the back line, but they can't exactly find anything until Asuka comes in with his own Death Blossom. That is 4 ults used on the side of Dream Eaters, but that was 3 ults used on the side of MBMC. And if Dream Eaters come out of that fight, even if they spend an extra ult to do so, they are more than happy to keep growing their advantage as much as possible. It's a very high energy Immuno coming in. They have to respect this, but Unel Moya doesn't! Pays the price for it. Vanadek doesn't respect it either. 0 care for this big Immuno coming in large and in charge. Not quite getting the rocket jump, and Echo losing his Wu Yang ult. Bit of a freeze there. F production. Asuka and Kwayo just cleaning it up, and that's a full map completion for Dream Eaters. This is more of what I was expecting to see. I don't know if MBMC, that first map, just had it in them, or maybe Dream Eaters just weren't awake yet. They hadn't had their morning coffee. Something's changed. Every single member of DE was performing a lot better than their Elios counterparts, with some nice parkour being done from Nath the Catboy there. A very clean 1-1 going straight into this. With the third map coming in as King's Row, it's anyone's game. Dream Eaters have woke up, which is a little bit more of what I was expecting from this series. Can they do a complete reverse sweep, or are MBMC going to keep it a little bit competitive? Because Esperanza didn't look that competitive, but it's still more competitive than Dream Eaters looked in the first round. So we're going to have to see. Bans are going to come in just a few seconds now. With the Lucio ban, I think actually enabling Nath the Catboy's Wu Yang to go a little bit crazy on Esperanza. Do they want to give him that chance? Ana ban coming in, banned by MBMC, and which I find interesting. Don't know if Ana would be my go-to pick unless they're planning something very specific. Banning Ana does open the door for quite a few tanks to get shut down very hard by nade and sleep. So if Ana's off the table, then we might see a little bit of a fringe tank pick coming in this next map. with the second ban going to be revealed in just a little bit. We're going to see soon to go over to King's Row. Because I don't know whether they have it in them. We saw a little bit. That's probably going to be a little bit demoralizing for MBMC, to be honest, because they came out swinging with such force, and then they got clapped straight back by Dream Eaters. So I don't know whether they're going to see that loss on Esperanza and lose their confidence a little bit. Maybe that they need to do a little bit of a mental reset. But that win's got to feel great for Dream Eaters. They had a little bit of a slip up, but now it's back to business as usual for them. I think it was a warm-up map for them, personally. Especially on the support lines. Nave the Catboy and Natnef thought, maybe I'm getting picked a little bit too early. Maybe I need to play a little bit safer. Maybe play my life a little bit more. They started doing that. They pulled out the parkour. Then they went Adventure ban coming through. Another ban that I would just not think. I would not think of banning Venture, and I wouldn't think of banning Anna either. They must be cooking something on both teams. Although maybe they saw that Anna ban and thought, I don't really want to deal with the Venture. Could be a possibility. Though we'll only really know when both of these teams load into the map. Natnef specifically is having a little bit of internet trouble. At least I can only assume that it's internet trouble. Maybe he just can't find the Y key on his keyboard. Let me see in the meantime if I can stalk some of their career profiles. With Quayo posting 67 carat Labubu in the lobby match chat. I'm losing a little bit of respect. As they do manage to load in once again. We shall go straight into King's Row. Here we go. We've had some funky matches. Some funky maps. These past two ones on Ilios and Esperanza. Looking pretty dominant both ways. King's Row is what separates the adults from the kids. King's Row is the map for real Overwatch players. Although in match chat they're talking about Roadhog, which is scary. Whether they're gonna stick to this or not is a completely different thing. As we have MBMC running the standard Zarya Reaper comp with Lucio Kitty.
You must be fun at parties.
Emiro looking like
It's time to save the world.
maybe he's not going to commit to the Hog. It's a bit of a meme, unfortunately. Although for serious competition, I don't think that you want a meme. This is not this hasn't been the completely dominant match that they thought it was going to be after losing the first round, so maybe they don't want to take the risk. They don't want to throw with Emiro already taking out Banadex though, and forcing his way onto point. Already taking NKZ. Forcing him all the way underneath this arch. As they look pretty dominant on this point. MBMC do need to touch at some point, but Asuka manages to find yellows in the rafters, but doesn't actually manage to secure the kill with Echo taking out Imiro. All of the point pressure is immediately gone. NKZ finally managing to find his footing on point. Pushing forward and denying Dream Eaters the opportunity to cap that point first try. 89.2% going straight away. And they only have time to defend one more tick. Grav does come through from NKZ. And despite their best efforts, it does find Asuka. Kissner Rush is coming out from both teams, with the both DPS dead on the side of Dream Eaters. And still, even with only 10.8% left of leeway on the point, they still managed to find another solid defense. Only 2 minutes left on the clock this time. As a grab just come through from Imiro, forces out the beat from Yellows. As Banadex finds a nice little flank, but more importantly, Echo finds the Kiriko diff onto Natnif. Already we're gonna have to look at some miracles, because Dream Eaters are kind of broke right now in terms of their ult economy. Whereas Banadex still has this Death Blossom to play with, although it gets countered by the bubble from Imiro. And the Suzu as well, not really gonna find anything. NKZ tries to get the grab, but it doesn't find anything immediately. Although Unamoya comes up clutch with the Pulse Bomb. So even though NKZ dies for that, they do find what they were looking for in the end. I'll address what's going on with the matches in just a second, as you've only got a minute left. With the Nath the Catboy already finding Banadex. That Wuyong spam just too good, and that's going to force Dream Eaters, that's going to force NBMC off the point enough to get the point cap in the last minute. That's a lot of their pressure just immediately down the drain there. As they push onto streets, trying to already commanding a lot of space. They also have ults to use, especially the Kitsune Rush, which you're probably going to see in just a few moments, to push around this corner. Kitsune Rush comes out from both teams, as Nif the Catboy falls, followed by Natnif, but also gets traded by Yellows. Asuka just about finds NKZ. The grab comes through from Imiro just to finish it out, because he does not want to give up the this point for free, although if he gets killed, it might not be worth it. As Unel Moya finds the reset of momentum that MBMC were looking for. The spawns for Dream Eaters are unfortunately a little bit closer, so they will get straight back to pushing this cart. And they're going to have to find a fight on this corner instead. The main support ults are ready to go with the Wuyang ult being used on Asuka. The beat comes out immediately to mirror. Asuka doesn't really find anything, but neither does the beat in response. Just stalls a little bit. Quio fighting off some people in the background, as Yellows is the first to fall, with Quio finding a nice stick onto Banadex. 5v3 now for Dream Eaters as they continue to push their advantage. With Asuka and Imiro pushing straight into NKZ and Echo. MBMC were putting up quite a nice looking fight. But Dream Eaters once again are on their return to form. still having the death bottom. He uses it immediately to find Banadex to try and cripple this recontest, and it doesn't even come through in the first place.
Kick this off.
Already, there's been no meaningful stop to the momentum of Dream Eaters on their attack after Streets phase. NKZ does manage to find a grab, and this might be the return in momentum that they were looking for, with Unamoya finding two onto Asuka and Nath the Catboy off the back of NKZ's grab. That was the break that they were looking for. This is the reset that they needed to maybe put a stop to the rolling snowball that Dream Eater's been rolling. Maybe now they can find their footing a little bit. Looking to hold close. They really do not want to give them an inch, but Imiro finds a grab. It's a very aggressive grab onto Banadex and Unamoya, but it pays off in spades as it allows Dream Eaters to keep moving forwards and break through that hold. That was such a short-lived defense from MBMC. Going around the first critical corner from Kings Row third. As with 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock only, MBMC are going to have to try and find something with this Kitsune Rush. Try and find something with this Death Blossom, which they do manage to find the Wu Yan, but it gets traded immediately for yellows as Natnif falls as well, though. They actually managed to find something. This might not be a full map cap for Dream Eaters. Asuka just about gets back into spawn. If they can just hold this position instead of getting grabbed, they have no grab to work with, although Dream Eaters do still have their own Kitsune Rush to go with. With Natnif probably going to look for it, with the Wuyang coming out as well onto Quayo. Although Quayo gets taken out immediately, even with the Wuyang ult. 4v4 now for Dream Eaters. The Kitsune Rush comes back, but the grab comes out from NKZ! As Banadex finds the kills, NKZ falls for the grab. But Banadex and Unamoya were able to pick up the slack. Yellow's going to pick up NKZ. The touch is probably going to come through from Quayo. But will it be enough is a completely different question entirely. Does give Asuka the chance to move back. Unamoya trying to find something in the backline, trying to force something. The Wuyang is not letting them have any of it as Dream Eaters immediately start clapping back with kills onto both DPS. The beat does come out from Yellows. But with no DPS, can they actually find the kills they need? Dream Eaters still have Quayo. With no members of either team falling just yet. But a grab is on the cards for Imiro as he finds NKZ, but the Kitsune Rush comes out from Echo. Not exactly going to find him. He does eventually fall. And maybe the damage has already been done. Natnif does fall, though, as Imiro gets pooped off the map by Yellows! That must have been what they needed. The pulse misses from Quayo, and that could be the opportunity that they needed. Although even after that boof, Quayo does manage to find Yellows. Unfortunately, it's only Asuka stalling at the point with a Wraith form. And it wasn't enough. That is going to be 2.64 meters for Dream Eaters. Not quite a full cap, but it's still a pretty bloody good push. And just in the meantime, in the half I said I was going to talk about it, there has been a little bit of confusion about which streams went ahead. And I don't exactly know what to say to that, because I said that I was going to do this match, between Dream Eaters and MBMC on Monday or Tuesday. I have the logs to prove it, and I requested this match either earlier today or yesterday, officially through the FaceIt platform. And then when I saw the announcement that I was from Aiden that I was going to do the other one, I was as confused as you are, because this is the one that I said I'd do, and this is what I thought was agreed on. But I'll still hold my hands up and say my bad for not officially requesting it sooner. I was just away from home for the rest of this week. As we come through straight onto the attack for MBMC. And they're going to have to pull something pretty spectacular in order to match Dream Eaters. And then we're already trying to fight for space versus Quayo. Doesn't quite get the high ground, but does manage to get a little bit of this left side control. Some nice tracking on NKZ. Not quite enough to take out Asuka. No kills from either side. I stand corrected. Quayo takes out Unalmoya. With the Tracer Link completely in control of Dream Eaters, this is probably going to be very rough for MBMC to push further. They need to back off. They need to take a little bit of time just to regain their senses. As Asuka tries to go for something a little bit funky. And Banner does get taken out by Imino. Once again, they just can't seem to find anything. They have found their way onto point as NKC takes out Asuka. Imino falling as well to Nelmoya as he takes out Natnif as well. The cracks started to show and they immediately flooded them, bursting forward with the pressure that they needed to capture the first point. 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining on the clock as well. Blazing speed coming forward from MBMC. A grab already on the cards. Solo grab onto Asuka. They just said, no, I do not want to deal with that. And this will give Unalmoya and Banadex the opportunity they need to push even further. Commanding the entirety of Streets phase. And already, Kisne Rush alive for both teams. Wuyang also available. Is the Kisne Rush going to get mirrored? It does. A slightly better angle for them. A grab does come out from NKZ as well, but the beat comes through from Yellows to try and mitigate it just a little bit. No kills come through just yet. As the Wuyang also gets used, doesn't really find anything just yet. Banadex going really low on top. And that was honestly a lot of ults used for not that much. Nath the Cowboy finally finds Banadex as the Death Blossom comes through from Asuka. And that's finally, after so many ults, Dream Eaters finally find their footing.
I'm on fire.
With a 1.5-minute long fight, Dream Eaters finally come out on top. A very expensive fight. Dream Eaters are completely broke now, whereas NKZ does have a grab still left to use. Banadex has his Death Blossom as well. And the grab comes through from NKZ, finds Asuka and Imino straight away with the kills going on to the Kiriko. Those kunai headshots doing absolute work, finding Natnif as well. Some very nice kunai from Echo. Gonna try and get 3 on cart just to expedite the Streets phase as much as humanly possible. They are gonna get a little bit of a recontest. But whether it's going to actually result in anything, they have no ults. The closest is their Kitsune Rush. Whereas Banadex still has his Death Blossom to play with. He gets the bubble and he finds both DPS once again. That is the recontest absolutely gone. There is no way that they're going to find anything. Even though Nath the Catboy finds NKZ, it's only a matter of time until Banadex and Unelmoya completely find cleanup kills. And already, this is looking like a repeat of the first game, although it's not quite as dominant from MBMC. I certainly went into this with the expectation that Dream Eaters were just going to roll them the entire way through, but MBMC have been putting up such a fight against Dream Eaters that they have 4 minutes going into last point. Kisne Rush comes out from both teams. No kills coming through just yet, except for Banadex finding Asuka. Grab does come through from Imino, but there's just the follow-up isn't there. Except just as I say that, Imino finds both supports, and with the help of Nath the Catboy's ult, is gonna find NKZ as well, unless Banadex has something to say about it, which he does not. That's 1 whole minute knocked off the clock. Now they just need to do that 4 more times. Sounds quite stressful. But this is the bed they're lying in. Zaska just trying to anchor this corner a little bit. Backs off. Can't really stay there. As Unil Moya just finds Quayo in the backline. Unil Moya and Banadex have a joint flank. And with the B coming through from Yellows, with the Death Blossom as well from Banadex. Supported by the beat. And Imino taking his own. With the Zarya secondary fire. The zoning grab from NKZ. Just for the aura of it all, to be honest. Trace does come through with the touch, but it's just not enough. And that's a second map coming through from MBMC. With more than 2 minutes left on the time bank. NKZ coming in clutch with the play of the game as well. He did work that game. He deserves this. Finding opening kill after opening kill on every single point. Forgot that I was accidentally showing a little bit of career profiles there. Being a bit naughty. Was it coming up on another map of Watchpoint Gibraltar? Straight after King's Row, with an immediate Diva ban from Dream Eaters. They do not want to deal with that. Maybe they're going to look at the Winston, maybe they're going to look at the ball. Depends whether Imiro has the ball in his back pocket. But overall, they're probably starting to panic just the tiniest bit. Their flawless run in this bracket is making this a little bit... There's a little bit more pressure on Dream Eaters to perform. Maybe they expected this match to be a little bit easier for them, and MBMC are really making them work for it. The second ban going to be revealed to me in just a moment. And seeing MBMC be up 2-1 is not something that I was expecting. Because remember, the team that wins this match is going to be the team that goes forward to the grand finals of the FaceIt Advanced Division. And I was fully expecting Dream Eaters to be a part of that. But MBMC have been a real threat to them. They could be part of the grand finals lineup. Which I think would be a little bit of a shock. Because I was already planning a co-stream with Goybrillo involving a match between Dream Eaters and another team, which I'm not gonna say just in case I'm wrong or just in case I'm right. I don't want to spoil anything. Lineup is being finalized. With the second ban being the Reaper. Which makes sense. Reaper has been tearing through lobbies, map after map after map. Reaper is very, very good now. And banning the Reaper, but also banning the Diva, which is a nice little counter to the Reaper. Makes me think like they were really vying for that monkey comp on this map. With Diva gone, the Reaper gone, this is about to be a zoo. This is going to be a monkey playground. Gonna hit the greetings. If only Winston could accept. If only Winston could invent a device that would help Nat Nymph connect to these lobbies. Kind of going through it at the minute. NKZ, quote, "Oh, I'll show you some Rhine, buddy," on Gibraltar. Be interesting if we see that. I'd be up for it, to be honest. Sim's not banned. They want to play the Rhine. Lucia's not banned either. You could get it done. But I think we're going to see Monkey. We might see some long-range hit scan on this map as well. Freya's not banned, even though she's not technically hit scan. I think we're going to see some Freya. And I think we're going to see a lot of Monkey.
Initiating match.
With already the invisible walls blocking my camera work. Gonna get a little bit of a panoramic view through second first. There we go. So let's see how right I was. Are we seeing Monkey? Are we seeing Freya? We are indeed seeing Monkey. With Diva banned, Reaper banned, it is the perfect opportunity to see some Monkey. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. MBMC on defense, so this can't be a troll pick.
From the fox's
They're actually running the Junkrat.
Who's ready to commit some crime?
Now this is the kind of tomfoolery that I was wanting to see. Banadex on the Junkrat. They don't know. Although they're kind of cooking up some tomfoolery of their own with the Chinese Dino Roadhog Sim TP Cheese attempt. Doesn't quite happen. They go back straight to the Monkey with Banadex already finding his first kill onto Quayo. They're playing for the spawn camp, and I'm here for it. Already finding Natnif as well. Dream Eaters are just not expecting it. They are not prepared. They don't know how to handle it. Noimo locking down the 4. NKZ doing this much of the same. I just want to watch Banadex do his thing. Dive comes through from Chinese Dino. Just getting a little bit of space, not actually finding any kills. Banadex still free to spam to his heart's content. A little bit of a Winston duel going on. Doesn't really find anything. With Unamoya kind of being forced to play low ground at the moment. He's the one stopping this cart from advancing kind of mindlessly towards the end goal, as the rest of MBMC are still playing for this pseudo spawn hold they've got going on with Banadex and NKZ. And it's kind of working, is the weird thing. Oh, very close kill. Nearly coming out from an Elmoya as the Kitsune Rush, the very early Kitsune Rush comes out from Echo. Super aggressive onto the backline. As NKZ gets taken out, he doesn't get the support that he needs from Echo, and Echo himself falls as well. Maybe a little bit too aggressive, they got a little bit too silly. They saw Junkrat, they saw his energy, they tried to match it, and my god, they just couldn't do it. The Bob comes through from Unelmoya to try and stall. Gives NKZ a little bit of time to get back. The remote detonation finds a nice shot onto Asuka. As Banadex is an impossible to dive target. Finding the spam into server room, making it impossible to live in there. This is the kind of tomfoolery that I wanted to see, but Quayo does find the pulse on the undivable target. MVP down, MVP down. I repeat, Banadex on Junkrat is down with 1 minute 20 left on the clock. We have to find something because NKZ acting as a little bit of a wall to get past with the Primal coming through underneath the Catboy. It does get slept by Natnif though. Banadex back in the fight. Ready to cause a little bit more chaos. As NKZ is still going strong with both monkeys dying for different reasons. Echo finding Asuka. This is...
Soothing your wounds.
NKZ says hate crime. I agree, this whole map has been a hate crime. We're playing Junkrat. And the best part is that Dream Eaters have not been able to find an opening. With both ults being used. Just the one actually, but NKZ finding near the Catboy and Ulamoya finding a disgusting kill on Quayo. MBMC. Chaos reigns. As MBMC find a team wipe with 5 seconds left on the clock and the final kill onto Quayo just to put the nail in the coffin.
Guide you.
What am I watching?
Score 0.
0 points on the board for Dream Eaters. As MBMC pull out the most cursed, disgusting, unethical comp that I've seen in a very, very long time. 77.8 meters. That's all that Dream Eaters were able to get. This could be the end of the map. This could be the end of the series. They're going to have to get an even better hold than MBMC in order to keep in this series. MBMC may be trying the Rhine that they promised at the start of the map. Dreamies are sticking with the very traditional Monkey Ash comp. I think they just weren't expecting it. They weren't ready for it.
5, 4, 3,
The Sim Unamoya is probably going to be used to give Banadex a little bit of a suicide bomber position. Very quick kills get traded out. Echo for Quayo. But Banadex is where he needs to be. He can chill here. He can play slow. And he can spam to his heart's content up here. He can get the support from Echo to live here. Although, living on 3 HP with the anti, he can deny the walk-up from Natnif as Unamoya finds his mirror. Unamoya himself falls, but Banadex finds Chinese Dino. Natnif finding yellows. Kills are being traded left and right as NKZ plays some very classic looking Overwatch. Ryan on the cart, just like God intended. As Natnif becomes kind of stranded on top of there. Nave the Catboy immediately finding Echo. And they've kind of forced a little bit back. NKZ on an insane flank. We're putting pressure in places that you didn't even know was possible. As he does get the support that he's going to need from Echo to live on this off angle. And Banadex owns the skies. Same with an Almoya. As NKZ does not leave this. Anaraluna finds Asuka with the same fire strike. Banadex does fall. And unfortunately, NKZ gets stuck by Quayo. Chinese Dino also had a nano, doesn't manage to find anything with it. The real star of the show is Quayo. Although Yellow is nicely denying control of this high ground. They're not giving that up for free. The Earth Shatter I don't think is going to find much against this mobile of a comp, but the Bob definitely can, just to get a little bit of point pressure. And with a tire coming up soon for Banadex, they still have 2 minutes to move it only a little bit. Nice Bob coming in, with NKZ going on a little bit of a mission. Not finding what he needs. He is actually zoning away the entirety of the team. He has aura, and he is gonna find the Earth Shatter on Snake the Catboy, followed up with by Banadex's Riptire. Chinese Dino can't touch. And that's actually gonna be a clean 3-1 for MBMC.
Play of the game.
With the Junkrat pick to top it off. I have no words. I don't know what to say. That's MBMC. Coming in to win it 3-1. What a strange match. I have no idea what Banadex was smoking before that map. But he got it done as Junkrat. And also, I can't forget NKZ applying pressure and aura on the Reinhardt, getting rid of the entire high ground just by walking at them menacingly. They wanted to play spam, and NKZ just walked up saying, right, walk backwards or you're getting the hammer. They did not want the hammer, so they gave up all of the control of high ground. What a weird map. I wish I had, like, something a little bit more to say. I'm just in a bit of disbelief that MBMC are the ones to disrupt Dream Eaters. Until this point, their flawless record in the bracket, and not only doing it in not just a 3-2, but a 3-1, and not just in a 3-1, but with a final map quite like that. Dream Eaters No, Dream Eaters will be sent to losers bracket instead. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think that they still have secured their spot into progressing up from up from Advanced Division into Expert Division. MBMC has definitely secured that spot by progressing all the way to the grand finals. So well done, MBMC. And I believe that Dream Eaters... I am going to check, actually, because I don't want to speak on that if I'm wrong. Let me just see the bracket. I've forgotten how to look at the bracket. I'm not doing well. There we go. Yeah, so Dream Eaters have progressed to Expert Division, as far as I know. Along with whoever wins between Sheffield TD and Banana Peel. Wait, no. MBMC has. Dream Eaters has. Wait, what? So it's these two, definitely. And these two, definitely. Right? They're the ones that progress. There's these two, because one of these two will be that, so then it'll be the... I don't remember. I'm gonna go and find that out before I run my mouth a little bit further. We've also got the prize pool of $1,200, which is gonna look very nice on MBMC's record. Someone update the Wikipedia page already. But for now, I've done my time. I'm gonna grind ranked a little bit more, I think. Especially after the stress of accidentally casting the wrong match. So, thank you everyone that watched. Thank you again for all the follows that I've got in the last stream, and also Ghost Cabby for following this stream as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will try raiding again. It's not worked the past 2 times I've done it. So let's see. Viewers sort from low to high. Let's try going here. Got some Doom gameplay. Never mind, we are unable to raid Kaio Dom 0 this time. Okay, no raids. I will figure that out eventually. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. All have a good night.